Hello you fine, sexy people in internet land. It's Jetta or Brian with Manabeast. And today I wanted to talk about deck building and some of the experiences I've had here through the YouTube channel and give it a little bit of advice about it because, you know, when we post up videos about deck profiles, I am really amazed by the dichotomy, the yin and the yang of comments. Usually, I mean, for the most part, we get very, positive reviews and people like what we do. There'll be people who say, well, have you thought of running this and giving constructive criticism on it and just giving their thoughts on it, which is, we always want that. We always want criticism. And I'm not really gonna talk about criticism necessarily because we cover that in another video. Talking about when critiquing and criticism becomes, cruel. But today, mainly talking more about how when you're building a deck, it's always something that there's gonna be a little bit of your personal flavor in it. And I know we built decks and we've had people comment and say some really nasty things. They said, well, you don't know what you're doing, or you're bad at playing the deck, or you don't know how to build it, and you must not have any skill, or you must not have tested it. And they just question like every single thing we do. I'm like, you know what? You. I'm sorry my deck does not prescribe to the exact way you would build it. Which, it's bothering because, look, there are basic cards you're gonna run. And I'm all for hearing opinions that people have. But at a certain point, there are different ways and different mentalities you have of building a deck. Point in case, at the ARG event at Worlds for DBZ, I went through the entire tournament, played all sorts of players, and I played the Piccolos, and I played the Krillins, and your atypical decks. I prepped for them, but even then I was still kind of worried. Am I gonna do good against them? Am I gonna get my ass beat? I don't know. So you just prep and you try your best and you get through it, and I got through it. So the last game, I get into a sit at the table. We're at table 16, and I sit across from this guy who at the time I didn't know, and he's got like this top 16 mat. And I was playing Blue Tag Team Ginyu, so I'm going, okay, this guy, he's legit. He's at the top 16 table. He's got a top 16 mat. This guy must know what he's doing. And he pulls out new Piccolo with the new Black Mastery. And it's not that I doubted his skill necessarily, but I looked at that combo and I went, I don't know how I've never even thought of that combo. I've never tested it. I never looked into it. So like a little bit of me, like 1% of me was thinking, this is a cool deck, but I must have done something to get here. But even I doubted it. And that's just a natural reaction because I don't know what his build does. I didn't know how it worked. And let me tell you, John Stone knows how to build decks. John Stone built a new Piccolo, new Black Mastery, that had I not had the exact 3 cards in my hand, to counter his deck, if we were not on the exact meter of turns, I mean, everything just fell into place that I won. Had all that not gone together, he would have easily won. And it could have been a matter of 1 or 2 anger this way that he would have MPP'd out. So, let me tell you, any doubt I had about the deck was quickly washed away. Josh is one of those people that I'll talk to and have conversations with about decks, about ideas that maybe not everybody's gonna think of, and maybe not everybody's gonna think is the best. However, that's the entire idea behind shaping the meta and coming up with these decks, because I guarantee you, nobody, when I was at Worlds, at Dragon Ball Z Worlds, nobody came up to me when the thing started and was like, yeah man, Orange Android 20 is gonna take it. Orange Android is gonna be a mirror match, man. It's gonna be the match, epic match of the century. Nobody was saying that because nobody saw it coming, right? All these people who, they know the meta and they're the best and they've got it figured out, didn't see Orange Android 20 coming. They didn't see a mirror match of it coming, certainly, but what do you know? That happened, and now the meta has been shaped, and we've got Orange Android 20 all over the place, and it is considered a top meta deck. Wonder how that happened. Well, that happened because somebody thought outside of the box. And somebody probably had that idea and had another idiot tell them, oh, that's a stupid idea, man. You don't know what you're doing, man. You're a bad deck builder and you just don't know how to deck test, and you know, this and that. Well, guess what? The deck did extremely well, no matter what anybody said, and it's a top tier deck now. It's one of those things that I know a lot of you are building decks and a lot of you get discouraged because, you know, it's tough, right? It's tough coming up with new ideas. But I want to encourage you that there are people out there, people like John Stone, people like Jay Bana, people who will challenge my way of thinking, but they aren't closed-minded about it. And that's where it comes down to something I want to encourage all of you to do. In card gaming in general, it's time we had discussions instead of arguments. I'm tired of getting into a discussion and somebody having to be the try-hard right. Like, oh, I'm right, and I know they're not interested in having a conversation. They're interested in telling you why I'm right and why you're wrong. Instead, be humble, number one. Realize you don't know it all. You don't have it all figured out by any means, okay? And come to the table wanting to have a discussion, not to prove your point right. Because when you get into that mode that you have to be right, there's no discussion, there's no interesting conversation. It's mindless drivel. That's all it is. It's mindless drivel that I've got to be right. And it's not helping you, and that's not helping the person you're going to talk to, and it's certainly not changing anybody's mind. So why do it? Like, why waste your time doing it? You know, and to those who are having difficulties and don't know how to build, you know, experiment, you know, try something crazy, try something weird, come up with an idea that somebody hasn't, you know, those combos that might work that people are so easy to dismiss. You might fail, they might be terrible, and you might try 20 ideas before you come up with a good one. But keep trying it out, try a new idea, come up with something new, and be willing to have those conversations with people where you're humble and you say, hey, I don't have it all together. What's your advice on this? And be open and honest about it. And I think if you do that, you're gonna be a much better card game player in general, and in life, you're gonna be much less of a douchebag. So double bonus. But anyway, just wanted to put that out there. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, I know a lot of times we deal with this kind of thing and experimenting with decks and dealing with people who, as we've talked about before with critiques, who have a hard time seeing your side of things. I mean, how do you deal with it? How do you overcome it? And what are your success stories? I mean, like, I want to hear about those times where somebody doubted you and said, yeah, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. And you were like, oh, really? And you just, you know, smacked their face with some OTK combo that they would have never thought of and kind of got the last laugh. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. As always, please share, rate, subscribe, give the goodness of Manabeast to your friends and family because, you know, it's love. It's love, baby. That's all it is. All right, we'll see you guys later.